Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkbutterfly.com. Thank you so much for joining me today, and the purpose of this video is to just run through the changes to the colours that Stampin' Up are going to offer when the new annual catalogue goes live in May. So we previously touched on this in previous videos, but this is just bit more of an opportunity just to have a look at exactly what's going on, what's coming in terms of the colours. Okay, so just as a recap, we are losing these colours from these. There are 10 colours here that we are going to be losing from the core collection of colours. So this isn't about the in colours, this is just about the core colour families, the brights, subtles, regals and the neutrals. So we're not talking about in colours in any depth today. I did do a little showcase of the new in colours in a previous video, so that's there for you to look at, and I'll just give you a quick look at those at the end, but this is more about the core family. Okay, so in the middle here we've got our subtles. So there are some sad losses and some not so sad losses here. So Blushing Bride and So Saffron are leaving. So these two weren't my favourite colours in the world, so not too unhappy that they are leaving, and we have some great replacements for those, which we'll get on to. However, I am much more sad about Mint Macaron and Pear Pizzazz. So Pear Pizzazz was always a real good go-to green for me. It was a really nice, it wasn't too green, too yellow, too anything. It was always really nice. And then Mint Macaron was a returning in colour at the last refresh, and I wasn't keen on it then, but as I got to use it and combined it with a lot of other colours, I actually really grew to like it. So I am sad that we are losing those two colours. So we do have something that kind of fits into that sort of slot, giving us another sort of green element to the subtles, but in a completely different way. All of the colours will be completely different. They're not going to be super the same or anything, so it's going to be a refresh, giving us another level of colour into each of these families. So those are the ones that are leaving in the subtles. Okay, so we're losing 4 subtles. Our brights, again, I've got mixed feelings about. Okay, so Pacific Point is a terrific blue, but it just didn't go with anything else. Okay, Mango Melody, again, I'm not a fan of orange or yellow for that matter, so less unhappy about that. But one of my favourite colours in the world is Bermuda Bay, and unfortunately that is leaving. So what we have come in, we do have something that fills these holes a little bit in those colour families, but these are the 3 brights that are leaving. Okay, then we have 3 neutrals that are also leaving. So Merry Merlot, which was a brand new colour last time, Soft Suede and Sahara Sand are also leaving. Okay, so Merry Merlot is a little bit sad, but it is what it is. We need to make room for other colours, and Cherry Cobbler isn't far off in terms of tone and all that kind of stuff. Soft Suede is leaving, and Sahara Sand. Okay, so I'm not generally a fan of the browns and everything. They have their place and everything, but I say we have other things coming into the neutral family, and Sahara Sand was always a little bit on the light side. So those are the 3 that we are losing. Okay, so to get to what's coming, I thought we'd just do it in terms of the colour families and just run you through the 10 colours that we are going to be having in each of those families. Okay, so I've just brought in the cardstock because it's the easiest way to probably show you how all the colours work together and what's coming and what's leaving. Okay, so I'm just going to fan those out a little bit, and I think you can instantly see an absolutely beautiful rainbow of colours that we get from those from those brights. I'm just going to shuffle my yellow and my orange around so that they are in the traditional sort of order there. Okay, so this is Poppy Parade. Pumpkin Pie is actually returning to the brights. It has been in the Regals, but prior to that it was a bright, so it's just going back home to the brights. So that's our sort of substitute Mango Melody, I suppose, in terms of the orange tones. Daffodil Delight remains with us, but we have our returning Lemon Lime Twist, which was a very firm favourite when it was an in colour. Then we have Granny Apple Green, Coastal Cabana, another brand new colour, which is Azure Afternoon. So that's our sort of Pacific Point element, kind of being replaced with something a little softer. Well, there's a little bit of an ink comparison in a moment. Flirty Flamingo stays, as does Melon Mumbo. And then at the end here we have Berry Burst. Okay, so oh, where's Rich Razzleberry? Rich Razzleberry's ink pad has gone missing from there. Rich Razzleberry is another colour that is leaving. Where did that go? I don't know where that's gone. So Rich Razzleberry's left the brights. I knew there was a colour missing when I was pulling those out. Oh, don't know where that's gone. So we now have Berry Burst. Okay, so that's our brights selection. So 10 colours in each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Yes, that's right. Okay, so the first of our new colours is Lemon Lime Twist. So here is Lemon Lime Twist. I'll bring you the cardstock there. Okay. So the markers, the Stampin' Up markers, have had a little bit of a change in design as well. Okay, so on the old ones, we still have a brush tip and a sort of bullet tip, if you like. Okay, they are fractionally longer than the originals. Okay, so this is the old style Granny Apple Green with a green barrel on there on the brush tip, and then we had this very fine writing tip on here. Okay, but the new style marker has a black barrel all the way on there, so the brush tip doesn't really change. However, the other end, rather than being that that sort of writing style, is more of a sort of felt tip pen. Okay, so we have a really nice marker that we can write with. So I've written with that. This is the Stampin' Up marker. We have coordinating blends in the dark and the light, and that's how the ink comes out on the basic white cardstock. And then I've just pulled in a few colours there to compare. This is one of our new colours. That's a sneak peek at Lemon Lolly, only because we have the lemon and the lemon lime twist thing. So just wanted you to see that it is most definitely a green. I think you can see that in the cardstock anyway. This is the pear pizzazz that's leaving us, just so that there was a bit of a comparison there. And then this is Granny Apple Green, which is the other colour in the bright. So you can see that they are very different colours in that family, and I think you can see that in the cardstock as well. Okay, and even with the yellow there, it's very much definitely a bright green, not yellow, and very different to Granny Apple Green, which always felt like it was quite bright, but actually when you compare it next to something like this, it appears less so. Alright, Azure Afternoon is next. So this is the cardstock. Really, really beautiful blue. This to me is a little bit like if Pacific Point and Marina Mist, which was another colour that retired at the last refresh, got together. This is what you would end up with. Okay, so this is Azure Afternoon. Okay, So this again, you know, the Stampin' Up marker, the blends, and how the ink stamps. Okay. This is Pacific Point that's leaving. Okay. And then I've just put it next to Balmy Blue, and there's a sneak of Blueberry Bushel there as well. Okay. So much sort of cooler blue, I would say. But really nice and bright, a really nice addition to that colour family. So that's how those compare. Okay, and then we get to Berry Burst. Berry Burst was an in colour with Lemon Lime Twist. And as I say, this will have, kind of takes the place of Rich Raspberry. I don't know where that ink pad's gone. So this is Berry Burst. Okay, the marker, blend, dark blend, light blend, and the ink. And here we have the Melon Mambo there. Okay, and then we have Rich Raspberry. Where did I put? I did stamp it, but I don't know what I've done with the ink pad. Don't know. Put it down somewhere. Okay, so that's how those compare. All right, very, very nice, more purpley colour than Melon Mambo in my opinion. Okay, so you've just got more of that blue sort of hint coming through it. Okay, so those are our brights, those three bright new colours, and Pumpkin Pie returning to that family. So those are the changes really that have been made to that that colour family. Okay, so subtles. So these are our subtle colours. So I'm just going to fan these out again, just like I did with the other ones. Very exciting new colours in this particular family. So we keep Calypso Coral and Petal Pink. Then we have Lemon Lolly. Lovely. Oops. Soft Seafoam stays. Then we have Lost Lagoon. Pool Party stays. Balmy Blue stays. Brand new Bubble Bath. Fresh Freesia is this colour here. So this should have been retiring, but we have held on to it. It's one of the in colours that has sort of left but come back. And then we have Highland Heather at the end. Oh, I'm so glad Highland Heather's still there, but look how different. Got a lovely tone of pinky purples at the end there, which I think is really, really cool. So our first new colour, Lemon Lolly. How lovely is this? Lemon Lolly. Okay, so let's pull out Lemon Lolly. There we go. So as we had before, a Stampin' Up marker, dark and light blends, and how the ink stamps. Okay, and then we compare that with Daffodil Delight that remains in the colours. It's much paler than that. So Saffron, so that was in the subtles. You can see how much brighter and lighter that is. And then just for comparison, there's Mango Melody. Okay, so super light colour, but much prettier as a yellow goes. Okay, I'm not a fan generally of yellow, but I think this is a really, really nice, pretty colour. Okay, so then we have Lost Lagoon. So really like this colour. Okay, now I would say Lost Lagoon is sort of filling in where Mint Macaron has left a hole. But again, when you compare it, this is Mint Macaron compared to Lost Lagoon, it's much greener. Okay, so it is a different colour. Okay, but again, it sort of slots into that space. Alright, so that's how that compares. And then this is Pretty Peacock, which is another newcomer to the cardstocks, to the inks. So we will see that later. So that's how that compares. I'm not doing loads of comparisons, just a few, just just to give you an idea. Bubble Bath, this lovely bright pink. So lovely, it really is. And depending on what you put it next to, I think it can look either brighter pink or a little bit on the purpley side, a little like Fresh Freesia does. Okay, so Bubble Bath is here. Okay, and this I've put it in, this is Blushing Bride, which was the pink in the Subtle family, so completely different, nowhere near as grey or muted. Okay, and then here we've got Petal Pink and Flirty Flamingo, just as a side by side with the other pinks that are staying in the SU colour families. Okay, really nice, really like that. It's proper, you know, more of a baby pink, which is what we have wanted for a while. And then Fresh Freesia, you'll have seen reasonably recently, if you've been following Stampin' Up for a little while. This has been an in colour for the last 2 years, so not as unfamiliar. Okay, and then just for comparison, this is Bubble Bath and this is Highland Heather. Okay, really, really nice, pretty colour. Really like it. Really like it. So I'm really pleased that that's stayed. Okay, so that is our Subtles collection. And I think that's going to be really nice to go with, to go together now. I think that's a really nice collection of cardstock. Right, Regals. So this is what our Regals look like now. So we'll just fan these out for you. So you get an overview of all the colours. Okay, so here we have, oops, it's really beautiful deep tones, and again a really nice spread across the rainbow. So we have Cherry Cobbler, we have Real Red, Cajun Craze, Crushed Curry, Old Olive, Garden Green, Shaded Spruce. So far so good. Okay, then we get Pretty Peacock, stunning, like well, peacock colour, tealy kind of colour, Blueberry Bushel, and then Gorgeous Grape comes in from the Brights. Okay, this has made way for the other colours. Okay, so that's that. Alright, so our new colours then are Pretty Peacock and Blueberry Bushel. That's these two here. Okay, so Pretty Peacock then, yeah, that's it stamped out. Lost Lagoon and Bermuda Bay. So these two colours are sort of, I feel that they kind of tone together quite nicely. That's Lost Lagoon, Pretty Peacock, and then Bermuda Bay is kind of the closest one that it's replacing, if you like. But again, you can see how much more blue there is in this compared to Bermuda Bay, so they are completely different colours. But just for comparison's sake, okay. And then Blueberry Bushel. Okay, so there we are. It's really nice, sort of royal blue, I would probably call it. Again, with all the markers. This is Pacific Point, this is Azure Afternoon, and this is Balmy Blue. Just so you can see how those kind of play together there. Okay, and yeah, and then we get Gorgeous Grape in there. All right. So the keen-eyed amongst you might go, oh my goodness, what's happened to Blackberry Bliss? Okay, because Blackberry Bliss is one of my favourites, but never fear, never fear. Neutrals. So our neutrals kind of, I feel, come in sort of 3 parts. We have our sort of greys. So Smoky Slate, Grey Granite and Basic Grey all stay as they are. So we've got the cooler and the warmer greys coming through there. The changes come in the other areas. So our browns, so crumb cake remains. We have a new colour called pecan pie, and then we have early espresso, that stays. So our new colour is pecan pie, which basically fits in where soft suede left. So here's pecan pie versus crumb cake. We also lose Sahara Sand, so Sahara Sand and soft suede, those are the two exiting colours from the neutrals. And it fits in really quite nicely with the crumb cake to kind of cover those elements. We've still got sort of the warmer greyer brown, and then we've got the cooler grey brown, and then we've got the warmer orangey brown, but it's like slap in the middle there. Okay, really nice colour. I think it's a really much prettier colour than soft suede, as browns go. Okay. And then we have our colours from the in the neutral. So we're keeping Mossy Meadow. We're keeping Blackberry Bliss. So this has moved from the regals into the neutrals. So sort of substituting Merry Merlot in a different way. Okay, so we've still got something in that sort of spectrum there. Night of Navy stays, but we have Misty Moonlight joining us. Okay, so much more sort of grey than the Night of Navy. Okay, so when you put them together, they look completely different. Okay, and that also bears out in the ink. This is Night of Navy. Okay, Pacific Point, our exiting colour, and then this is Blueberry Bushel, one of our new colours. So these three blues are going to be really, really nice together, I think, depending on what kind of look you want. Okay, so it's definitely a more muted colour. It was a real hit when it was an in colour not so long ago. One of the more recent in colours. So very, very nice colour to work with. And one of my top videos features this colour. So that was really, really good to see that come back too. Alright, so that's a really nice selection of neutrals. I would say we've got some really nice, beautiful, almost military colours, I would say. A bit RAF blue, isn't it really, and army green. Okay, our greys, and I really do like this new pecan pie. I think that's a really nice addition to the to the brown spectrum there. Okay, so that is those are all the core colours, and then just so that you've just got a quick reminder, this is what the in colours look like: boho blue, wild wheat, copper clay, moody mauve, and pebbled path. So these are the new in colours that we have. Okay, and yes, so these are going to really play nicely with some of our other colours. All right, so quite like so if we just sort of bring back our neutrals just for a second, when we come to use, so this is how copper clay and pecan pie look together. So they're nice, aren't they? And I think it would look nice against the crumb cake as well, which is really, really cute. Okay. And then while we've got the neutrals out, I thought I'd just have a look at Pebbled Path with our three greys that we have. And you'll see how different that looks compared to all of those. Okay, so it's a lot more brown in the Pebbled Path compared to basic grey. It's a warm grey rather than a cool grey, so totally different to Smoky Slate, but I think it works very nicely with grey granite, which is our mid sort of lighter warm grey, and then we have this one. So this is a really great colour, and I think that would be a really nice addition to the neutrals. If Stampin' Up are listening, I think that would be really cool. The other nice addition I think would be actually Moody Mauve. So I think this colour is going to go with loads of things. So again, if I bring back those greys, because there's some really nice combos there, I think. Particularly Smoky Slate. And I think with basic grey that's going to look really, really cool. And we already know that Boho Blue works well with basic grey because our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss pretty much featured those two colours, so those work well together as well. So how's about that then? I think it's going to look a lot cooler against Smoky Slate. So all of these colours are really, really, really nice, and they're going to work really well together. Those two colours work together as well. In fact, that's a good trio, isn't it? But that'd look good with all those three together. Very, very nice. And then we have our wheat, wild wheat. So yellowish colours and grey really go together really, really nicely. I think that would play really nice with Blackberry Bliss as well. Look at that. Then look at it against Mossy Meadow. Really, really pretty. And I'm even going to bring in the others. Yeah. Gosh, is there anything it wouldn't play with? Okay, Night of Navy, nice. Not so much, but the Night Navy works quite well. I think it'd be a bit light against Crumb Cake, yeah. But I reckon it would work with Early Espresso. And then not so much with Pecan Pie. Okay, so lots and lots and lots of combinations here with these colours, because they do have those earthy tones. I think they really are going to work well with the rest of the Stampin' Up colour family. Really, really nice. Okay, so that is it. That's all I wanted to show you today, and just to give you my take on what's come and what's going and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully you found that a little bit helpful in terms of how things work together. So that's all the colours on one piece of paper. I know it's not very big, but it just gives you an idea anyway. I can't show you the inside of the catalogue, but when that catalogue goes live we can actually go through that in a bit more detail as we come through them. Okay, so there we go. That's a little bit of information for you. Don't forget that this is a really good time to join. So if you are interested in getting involved with Stampin' Up and becoming and joining, becoming a demonstrator, please get in touch. Okay, so that's it from me today. No actual makes, but keep your eyes peeled. I'm sure you'll see a lot more from all these new colours in the next and upcoming videos. Alright, in the meantime, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.